What is he doing? What is Hosni Mubarak, the Egyptian president, doing, thinking, saying? We do know, at least from Robert Gibbs, the White House spokesman, that our president hasn't talked to him today. At least that's what they said. But we are getting an indication now from the parliament speaker in Egypt that an announcement is due shortly. We don't know what that announcement will be. We do know it comes on the same day these protests have escalated. 13 have been killed, specifically in the town of Suez. And we do know that the administration, our administration, is looking at blocking $1.5 billion of aid to Egypt unless Hosni Mubarak changes this response. To Democratic Congressman John Garamendi from California, he sits on, among other committees, the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman, what do we do if this drags out a couple of more days and Mubarak doesn't go? He just stays.
Well, I don't think we really know what we're going to do. This is a very serious short-term issue. Could turn into a longer-term issue. I recall in the 70s and the 60s when the Suez Canal was blocked, and we were talking about an oil embargo of one sort or another, and you just discussed the potential there. This entire region of the world has been extremely volatile for a long time. We spend about 16 to 18% of the total defense budget protecting the flow of oil out of the Gulf of Hormuz, the Persian Gulf. So this is really, really critical, and it speaks to a much larger long-term issue that we've wrestled with for 40 years now and still haven't got it together, and that is energy security here in the United States. Fundamental problem for America is our energy system. We've got to change. We've got to finally get it right.
Is it your sense, Congressman, that we're just not going to give that much money to Egypt anymore, regardless? That just stops.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen here. A lot depends on how these demonstrations work out. The Egyptian government, Mubarak and others, how are they going to handle it? Are they going to bring about more democracy and more openness? We just don't know. Will the situation settle down? We don't know those things. We're going to have to be flexible in the short and very, very determined in the long term to deal with the energy issues here, because we cannot allow our nation's security to be at risk by a demonstration in one or another of the Middle Eastern countries or in other parts of the world. And we can do it. We really can do it. At the same time, create some enormous job opportunities and growth in our economy if we really put our mind to it.
Well, it might be the case, but I had a couple of regional experts, including a former hostage during the whole Iranian upheaval, who said that this could be part of a wave, this is bad stuff, and this has a real distinct feeling of deja vu. Does it?
Well, it's entirely possible. It's Tunisia, Egypt. Where's it going to come up next? I think there's a lot of countries in the Middle East and beyond that are appropriately nervous about their population. You hold people down long enough, and they're going to rise up, and that's what we're seeing here. But once again, what's going to be our midterm and long-term strategy? These kinds of things have gone on now for 40 years. I'm sure you remember, I remember in the 60s, 70s, and beyond, the kind of disruptions that occur when we are totally dependent, or nearly so, on the flow of oil from the Middle East, or how about the Gulf of Mexico, where 30% of our energy supply was shut down with 2 hurricanes 4 years ago. So we really need to think through in a very, very serious way an energy policy, one that puts us on the track to energy security, deals with climate change, and simultaneously dealing with those. You start with a serious conservation, you move to natural gas, you move away from coal, and you build in all of the green technology, solar, wind, and all of those, and you've got to have a nuclear strategy along the way, one that not only uses the most modern Generation 3 light water reactors, but moves ultimately to Generation 4, the kind of reactors that can consume what we now call nuclear waste.
Congressman, thank you very much. We are just getting word right now, and again, Congressman, we appreciate your taking the time, that now 20 people have been known to be killed in this violent protest, largely in the town of Suez. By the way, that is the birthplace of Hosni Mubarak. We'll have more after this.